the 15th pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Giannis Antetokounmpo.
What if I told you that one of the NBA's most dominant players once sold trinkets on the streets of Athens just to help his family survive? That a kid who couldn't even afford basketball shoes would grow up to become a two-time MVP and NBA champion. This is the extraordinary story of Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak whose rise from poverty to basketball royalty defies every odd imaginable. Giannis Antetokounmpo's name literally means God's gift in Greek. And after watching his journey, you'll understand why that couldn't be more fitting. Standing at 6'11", with a wingspan that seems to stretch across entire basketball courts, Giannis has redefined what it means to be a modern NBA superstar.
He has the drive to become the best player, and you can tell that from where he's come from the beginning of his career to where he is now.
But his path to greatness wasn't paved with privilege or private coaches. It was built on struggle, sacrifice, and an unbreakable family bond that would carry him from the streets of Athens to the pinnacle of professional basketball. Born on December 6, 1994, in Athens, Greece, Giannis was the third of 5 sons born to Nigerian immigrants Charles and Veronica Antetokounmpo. His parents had fled Nigeria's economic instability, seeking a better life in Greece. But what they found was a different kind of struggle. Without proper documentation, the family lived in constant fear of deportation while battling extreme poverty. The Antetokounmpo household was a study in resilience. Some days, there simply wasn't enough food for everyone. Giannis and his brothers would take turns eating, ensuring that their younger siblings got fed first. They shared a single pair of basketball shoes between them, rotating who got to wear them to practice. When those shoes finally fell apart, they'd stuff newspapers inside them to keep playing. To help support the family, young Giannis would roam the streets of Athens with his older brother Thanasis, selling everything from sunglasses to watches to handbags to tourists. It was back-breaking work for a kid, but Giannis never complained. He understood that every euro they earned meant that his family could survive another day. But even in these darkest moments, basketball became their beacon of hope. The local courts in Sepolia, their neighborhood, became a sanctuary where the Antetokounmpo brothers could forget their troubles and dream of something bigger. Giannis didn't start playing organized basketball until he was 13, relatively late by today's standards. He began with Philathletikos, a small club in Athens, where his raw athleticism immediately caught attention despite his lanky, uncoordinated frame. At this point, he was just a skinny kid who could barely dribble with his left hand. But something about his relentless energy and competitive fire made the coaches take notice. His early development was unconventional. Without access to elite training facilities or nutrition programs, Giannis learned by watching YouTube videos and practicing moves that he'd seen on TV. He'd spend hours in empty gyms, working on his fundamentals with a determination that bordered on obsession. The turning point came when Spiros Velenyatis, a veteran scout, discovered Giannis playing in the Greek second division. Velenyatis saw something special, not just in Giannis's physical tools, but in his hunger to improve. He became a mentor figure, helping guide the teenager through the complex world of professional basketball. By 2013, NBA scouts were starting to hear whispers about this mysterious Greek prospect. Giannis was still incredibly raw. He could barely shoot from beyond 15 feet, and his basketball IQ was limited by his lack of high-level experience. But his combination of size, speed, and potential was impossible to ignore. The Milwaukee Bucks, picking 15th in the 2013 NBA Draft, took perhaps the biggest gamble in franchise history. They selected an 18-year-old who most American basketball fans had never heard of, whose game film consisted of grainy footage from Greek second division games, and who many experts predicted would need years of development before contributing meaningfully to an NBA team. General manager John Hammond later admitted that he had sleepless nights after the draft. wondering if they had just wasted a lottery pick on an overseas project who might never pan out. Little did he know that they had just drafted a future superstar. Giannis's rookie season was a masterclass in patience and development. Averaging just 6.8 points and 4.4 rebounds per game, he looked overwhelmed by the speed and physicality of the NBA. His jump shot was inconsistent, his decision-making was questionable, and he often seemed lost on defense. But behind the scenes, something remarkable was happening. While other rookies were out enjoying the nightlife, Giannis was in the gym at 6 a.m., working with assistant coaches on basic fundamentals. He studied game film obsessively, asking veterans like Zaza Pachulia endless questions about NBA life and basketball strategy. The breakthrough moment came during his second season, when then-coach Jason Kidd made a bold decision. He started playing Giannis at point guard. It was an unprecedented move for someone his size, but Kidd saw that Giannis's unique combination of height and ball handling could create matchup nightmares for opposing teams. Suddenly, the awkward teenager from Greece was transforming into something that the basketball world had never seen before. The nickname Greek Freak wasn't meant as a compliment initially, but Giannis embraced it completely. By his third season, the moniker perfectly captured what he was becoming: a basketball anomaly who could guard all 5 positions, handle the ball like a point guard, and then finish at the rim with the power of a center. His improvement was unprecedented in NBA history. Each season brought dramatic leaps in his statistical production and overall impact. In 2016-2017, he averaged 22.9 points, 8.8 rebounds, and 5.4 assists, announcing himself as a legitimate superstar. But more importantly, he was single-handedly changing the Bucks' culture from perennial lottery team to playoff contender. What made Giannis special wasn't just his physical gifts. It was his relentless work ethic and team-first mentality. Stories emerged of him arriving at the arena hours before games, working on specific skills that coaches had identified as weaknesses. He watched film until his eyes burned, always looking for ways to improve his game and help his team win. His humility remained intact despite his rising stardom. He still sent money home to his family, still remembered where he came from, and still played with the hunger of someone who had nothing to lose. The 2018-2019 season marked Giannis's full ascension to NBA royalty. He averaged 27.7 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists, while leading the Bucks to the best record in the NBA. His first MVP award was unanimous recognition that he had become the league's most dominant force. He followed that up with another MVP award in 2019-2020, joining elite company as one of only 13 players in NBA history to win back-to-back MVP awards. But individual accolades weren't enough. Giannis wanted to bring a championship to Milwaukee, a city that hadn't celebrated an NBA title since 1971. The 2021 NBA Finals became Giannis's defining moment. After falling behind 2-0 to the Phoenix Suns, and playing through a hyperextended knee that many thought would sideline him, Giannis delivered one of the greatest finals performances in NBA history. His 50-point masterpiece in Game 6 to clinch the championship was the culmination of everything that he'd worked for. As the confetti fell in Milwaukee, Giannis broke down in tears, thinking about his father, Charles, who had passed away in 2017 and never got to see his son's ultimate triumph. Today, Giannis Antetokounmpo stands as more than just a basketball player. He's a symbol of hope and possibility. His story resonates far beyond sports, inspiring anyone who's ever been told that their dreams are too big or their circumstances too difficult. He's revolutionized how we think about basketball positions, proving that in the modern NBA, versatility and basketball IQ matter more than traditional roles. Young players around the world study his game, trying to emulate his unique blend of size, speed, and skill. But perhaps more importantly, Giannis has never forgotten his roots. He's used his platform to advocate for immigrant rights, support youth basketball programs in Greece, and show the world that success doesn't have to change who you are at your core. His brothers, Thanasis and Kostas, have also made it to the NBA, making the Antetokounmpos one of basketball's most remarkable family stories. Their mother, Veronica, who once cleaned office buildings to keep the family afloat, now watches her sons play on the world's biggest stage. From selling trinkets on Athens street corners to raising an NBA championship trophy, Giannis Antetokounmpo's journey is proof that greatness isn't born. It is forged through struggle, dedication, and an unwavering belief in the impossible. The Greek freak didn't just rise to stardom. He elevated everyone around him, transforming a franchise, inspiring a city, and showing the world that sometimes the most beautiful stories come from the most unlikely places. His story isn't finished yet. At just 30 years old, Giannis is still writing new chapters in what's already one of the most inspiring narratives in sports history. Now, what aspect of Giannis's journey inspires you most? His resilience through poverty? His dedication to improvement? Or his loyalty to family and community? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible sports stories that prove anything is possible with enough heart and determination.